been a while since we got together.
Yes, girl.
What's been going on?
Well, I'm moving my office.
You're moving your office?
Okay, well then congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that.
I'm going to move to Montrose area, so I'm really excited.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, don't mind it. Don't mind it. It's my neighbor, and she swears she's working out, but I swear she's got a lover over.
Oh no, you know it's a
Be
thing.
working out.
It's a thing?
Yeah,
It's a thing.
No, for real. It's a thing?
it's a thing.
Oh, let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Have you ever heard of an exercise-induced orgasm? They're real, like it could happen to you in the gym. And people with vulvas are more likely to experience this. Okay, so here's a list of exercises that can apparently trigger them. So you might be just doing like leg lifts at your local YMCA and be like, oh, something's happening to my body parts right now.
The gymgasms are real. Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and I've got the ladies here to discuss the coregasm. All right, we've got Dr. Mumawa Bork, who's a pelvic floor physical therapist and specialist. We've got the beautiful Cindy Burbano back in the building. And my favorite fitness girl, Farrah Claire, is back. All right, you guys said it's a thing and it's real.
Yes,
It really is a thing.
it is. And you know, the girl was kind of listing of like when it can happen. For me, it happened with the leg extension, where you know you're kind of raising your legs, and I think there's so much of the weight that you can put on where the muscles in this kind of
Your
pelvic
quads.
area start to, I don't know how to say it.
Contract.
Contract, and then I was like, well, maybe I can do one more set, or two, right? When I felt like I couldn't, you know,
Quick
five
boost of
more,
energy, girl.
five more, five more, and then that was a good sweat.
Were you shocked? Like, what was happening?
Well, you do feel, I mean, with really any exercise, and Farrah would probably agree because you're, you know, a bodybuilder, you do a lot of the workout, she does a lot of the fitness stuff. You do feel different parts of your body contract or, you know, that you're working out. It feels almost like, you know, when the doctors tell you that you should do like the Kegels, like Kegels. where you kind of practice and you know release and do it kind of feels the same when you're working anything in your lower body, and then all of a sudden when you least expect it, because I was putting too much weight, I think I overdid it. I was overstimulating my body, and then it you know, and then I did one more set.
I love it.
Okay, Farrah, have you experienced this as well?
Yeah. I work out about 5 times a week, so I definitely have had my fair share. It caught me the first time, I would say, on the lying leg curl.
Oh yes.
So kind of the same movement-ish, but just opposite directions. And I just remember telling myself, like, before I started, like, okay, keep my core tight. I was really trying to engage that mind-muscle connection. And I doing a set of like 12, and I was probably on like 8 or 9. I was like,
She was like 15, 20.
So I got up and I was looking around the gym like,
What is happening?
It's really embarrassing. I
Yeah,
mean, because you
it
do
is.
think that other people are noticing. Obviously, they're all in their own zone. But I mean, you're not going to start like screaming and you know and doing your whole thing. I mean, maybe you would if you're in your own gym, but you do feel it. There's a little something going on.
What?
Yes.
I feel like the gym is already like sexual in the sense that like
You're sweaty.
you're sweaty, you're getting all them pheromones going.
Sexy
and
bodies.
my grunts when I'm exercising sound a lot like my grunts in the bedroom, you know? So,
Because we're really working at it
Yeah.
in both places.
They're both
Yes.
of their exercises. So
Dr. Bork,
it all makes sense. So
it doesn't
interesting.
make sense.
Oh, 100%. And you know, the interesting thing is like when you were just talking about like the leg press, I can immediately think about which muscles are turning on, no pun intended.
Yes.
But which muscles are turning on whenever you do that, and it's usually like your quads and then those hip flexors that live in front of your pelvis. And then when you do the leg curls, you're actually turning on your hamstrings and your glutes, which both of those areas are kind of like support muscles for the pelvic floor. and your core muscles have to get involved too. And during an orgasm, all of those muscles turn on. They rhythmically move up whenever you're at the peak sensation, which is an orgasm. So what they're doing is basically turning them on.
What they're doing. Y'all are coregasmers.
But I love that they're like, why do you work out so much? And we're like, girl,
You should try.
girl.
I'm trying to get in shape.
Yes.
Meet me at the gym, honey. I'll show you.
Oh no, we gotta talk a little bit more about this, darling. And we got show and tell coming up later too. So you stay right there. We're talking coregasms coming up next.
Ear so cute, nice tail, good mood, good mood, good mood. Long mane, big hoop, shiny coat, what's new? All
Is that how it be happening?
That's the leg extensions.
You're talking about Cindy.
And I heard Carolina started to work out, so girl, you're gonna be sitting on this side of the
I'm
sofa.
gonna be finding out.
Girl.
I'll be like, Ian, can we work out legs again?
Yes.
Legs again.
She's like, you keep doing that 2 days in a row. I don't understand.
What?
Yeah, it happens.
But the interesting thing about it is it's not even just like the leg press or the hamstring curls, but if you just like are working out your core, like if you're doing those leg lifts where you're on, oh my gosh, I act like I've never been in the gym. The press up machine where you're kind of holding yourself up and then you're
Yes.
lifting your legs up.
Almost like doing the sit up.
Like a sit up in the air.
Sit up in the air.
That can activate it because you're working on your deep core muscles. And so a lot of people also experience it during that, but it's not always in the gym. Like some people have this and they're not even, like they'll sneeze and they'll have an orgasm.
What?
Oh, well, excuse me, what?
Sneeze.
Yes.
Achoo.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like allergy season, yes!
Bring it on. That's why I moved to Houston.
So whenever, if it's in the gym and it happens once or twice whenever you peak, that's one thing. But then there's some people that experience this, what it's called like persistent genital arousal disorder, where they experience this orgasms in places that are very uncomfortable, like in meetings or when they are changing positions in bed and they just have like almost chronic orgasms, like they have it all the time. And it can be so debilitating, so embarrassing because they're in, just like you were saying earlier, like it can be so embarrassing in some cases.
Right.
It is a problem if it's happening and it's interrupting your life.
Well, this is where I kind of am kind of curious because for me, the orgasm is also very mental.
That's what I was going to bring up because this sounds like it's only physical.
Physical, right? But for you, like when I'm with a partner, I have to it's a very mental moment. Like I have to be in the zone or I will never get to that climax. So how are these people, for example, when they're sneezing, they're in a meeting, they're walking, whatever.
Or doing leg extensions.
Don't judge me. No, how are they getting to that point? So it's just
This
the
one is
physical
solely
orgasm?
physical. So if you can think about a cramp, right, in your leg, I don't want to say that it's the same thing, but basically it's the heightened state. So basically those muscles are on and you can't turn them off for those moments, right? And that happens the same way in some cases with these people that experience orgasms all the time, or it's not always an orgasm. Sometimes it's just always feeling aroused and they're not actually sexually stimulated at all. And that is when it's problematic. In these cases, it's more like, oh, that was great in the moment. I felt it. It felt good. But when it becomes problematic is when it's happening and
I feel like it must be harder for men because if they're aroused, baby, it's just out.
Well, see, that doesn't,
Right.
when with men, they don't get erect. Some of them just ejaculate and they don't necessarily ever get erect.
They're at
Just a mess.
Wait. They're
Hold
walking at the supermarket and then all of a sudden it's a moment?
In some cases, yeah. I mean, it's with
Wow.
that. So in those cases, though, what's happening is it could be the muscles. It could be a cyst or like some sort of knot that's pressing on the nerves because some of the nerves that live there create arousal and pleasure. And so when those aren't working quite right, it could impact it. Sometimes if you're getting off certain medications, it could stimulate it, like antidepressants, I understand can do that, but that's something you might want to talk to a medical doctor about.
Different kind of happy pill if you ask.
Yeah.
Well, how do we know if you're that type of person? I mean, obviously it hasn't happened to me, so I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, were you just
So-
become that? Does it happen? Were you born like that?
No, but see, you know, in some cases, people, like for instance, if they've never had sex before, they might not realize that that is an orgasm. Because I've had some patients where they don't even know that it's an orgasm because they've never even had sex or had an orgasm in the past to know what that is. So it's hard to pick up on those things. But in other cases, because of the way the pelvic floor rests, people might experience other symptoms, like if they went to the bathroom and they can't really empty, like they're going to the bathroom over and over and over again. When they pee a little bit. Or if whenever they have sex, it hurts. Or if when they have a bowel movement, they can't really empty. That kind of tells me your pelvic floor is resting up. And so then when you put exercises on top of it, right, where you're already resting up and then you turn on those muscles even more, you're more likely to have a coregasm than a person that maybe has a weaker pelvic floor might have maybe a leak, if that makes any sense.
So
that makes a
riddle me
lot.
this, right? So if I'm in the gym on the verge of a coregasm, and then I say, all right, well, that was my last set, and I head on home, would I be more likely to have an orgasm at home faster or like easier because I was already kind of pre-stimulated?
That's a great question, and I don't necessarily, it depends, right?
Okay.
So if those like if you don't stretch after, right, and you're leaving those muscles tense, that might impact an orgasm where people are, you know, having an orgasm really quickly, and they're like, I can't even wait, and then I've already, that happens to men, that happens to some women, where they go too early. I don't even know what word to use.
Release.
Too early. Too early.
They orgasm.
They orgasm too early. And so in those cases, their pelvic floor is probably overactive, right? But if it's a person that's like, I don't really want this to happen, I'm really trying to not let this happen, it's embarrassing to me, there's stretches you can do after each set to bring your muscles back down.
I don't need a stretch.
No, she's trying to get there.
She's like, don't mess up my flow.
Don't worry about that.
All right, coming up next, Dr. Bork actually has a wonderful show and tell that we're going to explore to understand it a little further. You stay right there. We'll be right back.
But I want to walk you through how to do this exercise so you can get maximum core engagement. Engage the core, slowly push your feet away from you and down. That's how you get maximum core engagement. Up and down. And slow it down, mama. And I'm pretty sure you know what just happened, but we gotta move regardless.
You know what happened. She got a coregasm. Woo, which is what we're talking about with Dr. Mamawa, Cindy, and Farah. I'm learning a lot today, and now we've got some show and tell.
Here we are. This is the inside of the pelvis.
Okay.
And if you notice, there's muscles that are right here. Now, these are kind of resting on the inside of the pelvis, and then you have muscles in the front, right? But we also have muscles down below, and they work along with these muscles. So if these are contracting, most times these are contracting. And by contracting, I mean moving up. So what she was just doing, it really seems as though what she was curling up this way, tightening up this way, making this muscle tighten to the point of an orgasm, right? But all of these nerves that live underneath here,
Which is the yellow markings.
the yellow markings, they really are the nerves that impact sexual pleasure. And so because of them being turned on and pressed on for an extended amount of time, then all of a sudden you're gonna have an orgasm in those cases. So also she was holding her breath it didn't seem like she let it go, which also turns those muscles on even more.
So hold your breath.
I mean, I'm
Wait
not
a
telling you.
minute.
I actually.
I was like, wait, because we're being told when we work out is breathe.
Yeah,
It's breathe.
That's why I'm not supposed to breathe. You should be breathing.
Why is my trainer telling me to not, you know, I mean,
I'm
what's
the one
happening
telling
here?
people to breathe.
Yes, girl.
You should be breathing.
If that's what you want to work out.
Please breathe in the gym.
What?
But if you're closing in your breath, you're actually closing your pelvic floor, raising your pelvic floor up, which is not necessarily.
I mean, that's what I do in the bedroom.
Are you
I
breathing? You're not breathing,
hold my
Cuddle.
breath. Close your throat.
And
Everything
I
tightens
tighten-
up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So in those cases, it sounds like, people, I mean, is it a bad thing? No. But is it a thing that
Are they exhibitionists at that point?
which ones? The ones that are
The ones who are
Doing it on
literally
purpose.
are planning to coregasm.
I feel
at the
so
gym.
judged.
No. And I think it's a
Somebody has
thing
to
that
know.
like,
I was like, no one has to know. Did we just say that on national TV?
it's definitely a thing that happens, and it shouldn't be shamed. Like if you have a coregasm and it feels good to you and you're able to live your life, do what you do.
You ain't bothering
The
nobody.
people at the
bothering
front desk
anyone.
told you to enjoy your workout.
Yeah,
so-
they sure did. And you know what? You're paying for it, honey. It ain't free. It ain't free.
It ain't free.
But if it is a thing where you're experiencing it whenever you're not like intending for it to, like you cross your legs and it happens, you sneeze and it happens,
they got to come see you
you
because
should
it's a
come-
problem.
That's not what should be happening.
So people sneeze and have an orgasm.
And
That's like
some-
a thing.
Yeah. People change positions in bed, and if they stretch their muscles out too much, sometimes it can trigger a spasm, and that spasm then creates like a tightness that if your pelvic floor muscles are already resting up, they're likely going to spasm. But that's with a type of thing called PGAD, which is persistent genital arousal disorder. But sometimes it's not an orgasm. Sometimes it's just that tingly sensation on and off throughout the day or weeks or
I
whatever.
like the tingly feeling, but I don't know about on and off.
all the time.
Yeah, all day long.
All day long, every day.
I don't know about us doing a nightcap and being
Tingling on and off, on and off. It sounds like, somebody with a remote control in your
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you could go see a pelvic PT, or OT. You could also see a physician to see about, injections to relax those muscles.
Why would we want to do that?
You don't have PGAD, that's why.
Good job, Carolina. You pick up quick.
We learn here on the nightcap. All right, so y'all have enjoyed your coregasms.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say that now I have a home gym. So there is no judgment, no cameras, no nothing, and we do a lot of leg presses. Legs are looking good, girl. Legs are looking good.
I love it. We don't yuck anybody's yum here on the
No,
nightcap.
we do not.
So if you have problems, see Dr. Bork. And if you don't and you enjoy a little coregasm here and there, baby, do you? Boo, boo. All right, we've got more of the nightcap coming up next.
Let me tell you this right here, right now. If that ever happened to me, I am leaving the gym immediately. Cancel my membership, cancel my trainer, cancel everything.
I do be sounding like that. I do be sounding like that. But she clearly had a coregasm. But I don't think I'd run away for that. I'd run away if I was leaking. And I feel like that's a problem that a lot of women have, especially postpartum as well.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, but you would just need to check, because usually if you're leaking, you're weak. So if
you're weak,
you
stay your ass in the gym.
No, your pelvic floor is
Did you
weak.
just say check?
Yeah.
So how
do
would
we
you check?
check?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I would check just like you go to a gynecologist. I'm actually just checking to see how those muscles. I'll place my finger in your vagina, and then I'll ask you to squeeze. And depending on how much power you have behind your squeeze, I will know if you're able to have strength or not. And then also, if I ask you to let go, if you aren't able to let go, that tells me also, can you truly release your muscles? And depending on which one you have going on, I might either need to train you up or teach you how to let go. And in those cases, I might teach you how to let go. I know you said don't
Wait, you
teach me.
said training?
Oh no, that's an episode for another day, baby. Oh, let go, cheers, ladies. Baby, what a conversation.
For training up.
She's training up.
There
She's
you
training
go.
for them results. I don't know if it's bedroom results or gym results. All right, cheers to you. Enjoy a coregasm. See you guys next time. We've got every episode of The Nightcap, and we can go for hours. Download the Fox Local app on any of the following smart TV platforms and get in on the fun.